Welcome to This Is Important, a production of iHeartRadio, the show where we talk about what's obviously most critically, crucially important.
Today on This Is Important.
Bros whipping their dicks out in helicoptering it.
I get my news on Pornhub.
Yeah, I wonder how quickly we could get into gay porn.
Dirt sucked on my titty.
Strap in.
Oh boy.
Yeah, right.
So fucking hot.
I'm gonna take a couple deep breaths here. Oh,
We are
yeah.
in. Everybody take a deep
That's
breath.
a baseline right there.
Let's take some deep breaths.
Did you see the, it was like a high school sort of talent show or something, and they did that riff,
Yeah.
and
Really?
the school lost their
They went
fucking mind.
crazy.
Like, was it during like a marching band thing, or was it like a talent show?
No, it was like a pep rally or something, and like the band was performing, and then they just go boom, 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 boom.
What's dope is
school
that
went
the
wild.
teachers,
school,
you
like
can't out
2000
yourself. You can't be like, well, you can't do, because then everyone's like, well, how do you know what that is?
But then one teacher, or he might have been the vice principal,
Was like
his cock out,
yeah.
What's up?
pulled his cock out, and just started cranking down, dude.
It was like
Okay.
a Pavlovian response. He just started to uncontrollably pre.
He was like, he couldn't help himself. He just heard the noise and just started cranking down, dude.
That's hot, bro.
Yeah, dude. You gotta watch the video. Oh, your boobs are huge.
Because as we've established, most teachers are generally just 99% of the time trying to fuck students.
What?
69!
What? That's our education system? What? That's our...
Dude, well, we've established, I mean, this might have been when Kyle was on his sabbatical, but
Yeah.
we've established that kids
hiatus.
are too fucking
Yeah, he was
sexy,
hot.
dudes.
was
And
high
it's
as
not
fuck.
these teachers' faults. They can't help themselves.
And Adam, can I give you a shout out? Because you said it
Please.
you said it a little bit now, and you said it before, and I didn't catch it. These kids are getting damn sexy.
Okay,
kids
I'm
Is
glad you
from
guys
a
are going
sketch
on
we
record.
did
It is,
way
it
back
is,
in the
yeah.
day.
What was that?
Oh, yeah.
Huh? What's
The one... Isn't it the one sketch we did about a teacher?
A current affair.
Oh,
student?
yes, it was. I
did
played.
one.
I played a student who my teacher had sex with me, but I was like
You were too
super.
fucking sexy,
But I was super stoked on it, and she
Well,
was
you
in
know your
prison.
teacher raped you because like
Well,
it's
yeah.
statutorily.
Yeah, dude. We did a lot of fun rape comedy back in the day.
Yeah. No.
Well, this is an interesting thing because it's like this dude just scored with his teacher, but in the eyes of the law.
Right.
And
but-
he was like,
Lady
yeah, she
Liberty.
raped me like I guess 20 times under the bleachers and here. She raped me there.
He was all stoked on it. And then I played a cool gym teacher with a thick stash.
That's
Yeah.
And
right.
really worked
That's
that
right.
stash for all that I could.
Yeah, was
That's
that
right.
one mustache that we kept reapplying to your face? And I bet we had only one mustache in our makeup box, right?
I think that
Maybe
was
two.
post
We
crossbows
had a
and
few.
mustaches. So I think we had like
Yeah.
6 or 7.
Dude, we used to have a tackle box, like a fucking fishing tackle
A
box
kitten caboodle.
that had the mustaches
Makeup,
in it. And like,
any sort of props.
I like how Blake says, "Is that the mustache we kept applying on you? Like you would we'd hold you down and put it on your face.
Not again. I'll never do this character again.
Just, it's gonna be funny. Trust us."
Put it on, Adam. You're funnier with the mustache.
Why?
the way that it moves when you move your upper lip is hilarious.
Yeah. You had a lot of fun with that mustache.
Which it was. It is.
We'll post
yeah.
that. We can post that bid.
I really wish Adam would put in a few years with a mustache, but he just refuses. What are you waiting for, bro?
We know. Yeah.
Dude, I can't. Puberty. I can't grow a mustache.
You have like a pencil mustache, right?
You got a thick caterpillar on your upper lip. I got nothing, bud. Mine's wispy as fuck. I look like a 1920s Frenchman.
Man.
I'm a man!
Yeah, you look like
Frenchman.
the guy from the artist.
Yeah. I
What's
like
the one
a
with the
Frenchman.
dog? The dog won the Oscar.
Yeah, with the little pencil thin.
Yeah,
with
the
like
artist.
Little,
Oh yeah, a little. What's that one director's name? What's that guy's name? He has a really
John
skinny-
Waters.
Yeah, John Waters style.
Dude,
Yeah.
John Waters.
Can we
Grow
give
John
flowers to John Waters?
Well, now he's
we
gonna
can.
die. Great.
oh, you're
yeah.
right. I take it back. Take it back. Take it back.
well, you
Great.
just murdered that man.
Yeah, way to go.
Fuck him. Serial Mom isn't in my top 10 greatest movies of all time.
Serial
People-
Mom is his
Wink,
flick. slick?
Wink, wink. Yeah, yeah.
People worship
Oh,
John
my
Waters.
gosh.
I'm not super deep on him.
Stop.
No,
I'm
me
not
He's a
He's
neither.
amazing.
mayhem. He's like a mayhem dude, right? Like he just likes to cause chaos. Doesn't he have
Yeah.
like? I feel like I have a book by him that's just like cause chaos.
Yeah.
It's like
Really?
pink and stuff. Yeah,
The
yeah.
original Disruptor. Like Pink Flamingo is
Yeah,
insane. You watch it and you're like, this is wild.
yeah.
Well, his
Don't
whole
know
thing,
it.
he's kind of like a Baltimore legend. I heard he
Yeah.
like just kind of
Yeah.
hangs out. He's a scene stirrer, just supposedly like a cool, weird dude.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
never been in a room with him.
The ripping and the tearing.
Yeah,
Sorry
John
about it.
Waters.
I've never
He
been to
directed that
Baltimore,
clip.
actually, but I've heard Baltimore is like a pretty weird, cool city.
Yeah, I think if you like are from there and you're down, it's like you really fall in love with it.
If you know like the cool alternative spots, it's not. It feels like it's kind of a dying city, and a lot of times when cities like that are dying, they have a really cool like art
Subculture.
community.
Well, yeah, that's
subculture.
because housing gets really cheap, and then like artists move in and they
For sure.
fucking start throwing shit on the walls, and it's dope.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they start making artisanal donuts and everyone loses their mind.
Oh yes.
Living in a nightmare.
And then
Now-
the kids
now, wait a
play at the
second.
talent show and play the Pornhub theme song, and the crowd goes wild. Hit us with it, Blake.
69, dude! Your boobs are huge.
It is kind of tough to not have a Pavlovian response to that. Like when you do hear that, it is
Right.
rough. Like you're like, well, that's what I hear normally when it's about to go down.
A lot of times I don't even watch the videos. I'll just listen to that over and over.
On loop.
It's
Yeah, I
like
put that on
uh,
loop and just go to Cranktown.
What
it's like
was the
exercise
house
your
band?
mind.
Who's the Pornhub house band? Who came up with that riff?
I bet it's a fucking like. I bet it's a catalog. I bet
You
it's
think?
a catalog.
Yeah, maybe it's like a free noise that you can just
You
snag.
I
think?
bet it's a catalog because a lot of
the
people
whole
grab,
thing, or you think somebody just made it on GarageBand?
is there more than that riff?
I
No, I'm
bet.
saying like those are several instruments. I'm saying did someone just
I'm betting that it
Take a
comes from
bass and-
a catalog, and then
I bet
and then
you're
they
right.
Just used it. Yeah.
And then they just took it.
That's like the same with Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Their theme song is a catalog song that you can get in. Because I remember scrolling through catalogs when we used to make it and be like, "This is Sunny."
Really?
This
I
is
didn't know
free.
that.
Yeah,
But so then
That's
anybody
interesting.
can use it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Or
I don't know what
did
they've
they
done since.
go, Yeah.
Maybe in hindsight they went back and bought it, but
I don't know. I think you could just use it. Yeah.
do you guys remember when my mom Girls Gone Wild?
Oh
Oh yeah.
yeah, dude, that's the VHS days.
Well, I can't. I'm not getting the.
That's not it, but we could play it for people. We'll
Yes.
post it.
We need to
It's,
find
uh,
that. But the Girls Gone Wild theme song was a free noise,
Yeah.
a free sound.
It was
And
specifically
my
from
mom
Steel
just
drums,
liked,
kind of. Yeah.
Love steel drums.
just liked this song, and it was her ringtone for years.
Well, hang on, because I think you're
Weird, wild stuff.
the way
Yeah,
you're
I think
describing
so.
this is confusing. You're saying your mom liked the Girls Gone Wild song. She didn't know it was that song. She picked that
no, my mom's
ringtone.
horny as fuck.
She
dude.
was-
We know you come from a long line of
No,
skits. We
his
established
mom
that
was on a mailing
couple
list
weeks
where
ago.
she had Jerry Springer Too Hot for TV. She was
Backyard
getting
wrestling.
backyard wrestling.
No,
VHS.
my mom
bum
just heard it
fights. She's
on
a
her
huge bum
on
fights
like her
person.
phone of free ringtones.
Exactly,
And my
yes.
mom's cheap, didn't want to buy a ringtone. I get it. And she just liked that steel drum noise. It reminded her of the Caribbean.
Well, there's
Right.
a reason. It's a hit.
And then
yeah.
she would play it, it was her ringtone, so it would go off all the time, and it was the Girls Gone Wild theme song, and I loved it.
And what's crazy now is that it's come full circle because you and Joe Francis vacation a lot together, right? Constantly.
Cut to commercials. Cut to
We're old friends. Cut to commercial. Cut to commercial.
Cut to commercials.
You guys play pickleball together, right? Right?
Cut to
I
commercials.
finally
I
picked
said
up pickleball and didn't do it with my homie Kyle.
Have you gone wild with him?
pickle gone wild, bro.
Me and him get wild. We've
Was
gone
it?
wild with us, Bilzerian,
What's crazy
Jeremy
to
Devine,
me,
and other local creeps.
the era of Girls Gone Wild, that motherfucker was just going to like colleges or small spring break towns or whatever and saying, hey, get in this van and I'm going to film you in your like my t-shirts and stuff.
While you're blackout drunk. It was
right.
very
And it was
problematic.
mostly like titties. He became a billionaire
Yeah.
in like
Billionaire?
3 years.
Billionaire?
With a B, homie.
Billionaire.
For sure. Well, sex sells, baby. What's weird about that?
Yes, because he went from he went from those tapes to DVDs, which are hyper inexpensive to publish and make and whatever.
Perfect.
And he had like orders where like if you were on for one, you started getting them monthly. And college kids, it was like the new Playboy magazine. When you moved out of your parents' place, you just got Girls Gone Wild to the crib.
All right. So I'm queuing up Joe Francis net worth.
I'm glad we're giving we're putting the spotlight back on Joe.
Well, now he lost it all. He went to jail.
Do we want to guess how much he has?
Now,
right now,
200 million.
400,000.
I think he's in jail.
But he was a
400,000.
billionaire.
I'm saying 400,000.
I'm saying 40 million.
You're looking at the number.
I'm not. I haven't looked it up yet.
I'm gonna say 25 mil.
200 mil. 200 mil. He was a billionaire. He went to high school with our manager.
25 million.
Whoa! Yes.
Blake was on.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job.
I know
So
Joe.
he was a billionaire.
I'm sorry, what was that?
He was a billionaire?
Really?
No, this is a question. I'm looking for it.
No, there's no way.
I do not see anywhere where he's a billionaire. A billion is a lot of money, dude.
It's a ton of money.
By the way, thank you. Because sometimes I'm like, what is a billion? And it's a ton of money.
How many billionaires are on Earth?
Well, there's a lot more
Hundreds.
now, right? Like the bell curve has gotten so that you can achieve Bill. You can achieve a B.
You can get to Bill.
Much easier.
Bill used to be way unobtainable.
I mean,
but
it's
now,
not easy, but it's crazy.
Ever since Homeboy made that song and then crashed the jet ski.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Wampum Gangnam Style? Oh, Sean Kingston.
I want to be a billionaire so bad. Was that his
Oh,
song?
yeah, I know that song.
Was that him?
I
am I
want to
thinking
be
of-
a billionaire. That song.
I
I don't know if that's him. Now I'm confusing
that
the
song.
suicidal.
Oh,
I
that's
wanna
a great
be
track.
Billionaire.
Oh, dude, it's tough. I'm telling you, it's super tough.
Well, Joe Francis is kind of a hunk.
Adam,
Yeah. Adam's deep diving on.
stop juicing up Joe, man. The guy's a scumbag.
yeah,
Dude,
he's
but he's kind of
scuzzard.
sexy. You'd think
He's
Right.
a scuzzard.
he could get chicks without luring them into his van for free T-shirts and glow sticks and shit. But
But
That
that's the thing. He was all about
the
the
business
B,
plan.
bro. He was all
Yeah.
about the B. He's chasing the fucking B.
I don't know. I feel like our producers, I'm not finding it. They need to dig in the crates and find
Yeah.
if he
What?
had ever had $1 billion.
Does that
Because right now it's
change
saying
him?
25
Does that
mil.
No way.
change who he is?
Yes. Now you want to kick it with him.
No, come on.
It's not about changing.
Guys,
I don't
guys.
think he made that amount
Oh,
of
you're
money
just
off,
like
off of Girls Gone
I
Wild.
don't think so either. I don't think.
I think he
kissed
made a
$1
lot of
billion.
money, but
Bro,
I think
I don't
back
think
then it was hard to be a billionaire. There was only like fucking Bill Gates
Yes.
and fucking like
Like,
Joe
no,
Francis.
I'm
Kim
sorry.
K
It's
just
just-
touched $1 billion,
Hold up,
and she's
hold up.
infinitely more successful and famous than that dude.
She only had one video. This dude had multiple videos.
Wait, hold up.
Wild stuff.
You're saying Bill Gates had 85 billion in like 2003. So like people have been billionaires.
But Bill
really?
Gates is an exceptional.
Yeah, but Bill Gates like changed the world.
Yeah, he's an exceptional human being.
I'm just saying.
Changed the way we viewed titties. So,
Yeah,
Not
so-
really. No.
No, Joe. Like what happened with Girls Gone Wild when
Joe Francis was at the height of DVD explosion.
So was Dave Chappelle.
Yes.
when Girls Gone Wild came out, all of us were like, "Oh fuck!" When we would go out to party.
Yes, and he made a lot of money, and that was
Yeah.
only on one show. This guy,
He didn't make $1 billion.
Yes, his titties weren't out.
well, he didn't own Comedy Central.
Right.
He didn't own Viacom. Joe Francis
Fucking
owned
thing
his own
sucks.
Viacom called Girls Gone Wild.
And what do you
Play
think
the song, Blake?
overhead? What do you think? Yeah.
I don't have this. I only have the Pornhub song.
He would drunkenly let people fucking sign a release form. Drunkenly, they'd sign a release form,
We know he's a scumbag.
and then it'd be in it. He'd be covered. It'd be fine.
He's a scuzzard.
The question isn't about whether
He's
or
a
not he's a
scuzzard.
scumbag. He's a scuzzard.
We
He's
get
for
it.
Sure.
He's a scuzzard. As I said and made up.
But is he $1 billion scuzzard?
That being said, pretty sexy scuzzard though.
And producers, okay, we got something here. I can't find evidence that it ever made $1 billion. Maybe the
No
company made
evidence.
$1 billion.
There's no way he made $1 billion. I'd bet my life on it. I'll seppuku right here if I'm wrong.
What if you just exploded?
Wow, dude, you would seppuku? You're
Absolutely.
putting seppuku on the line?
There's no way he's a billionaire. There's no way.
You know, he kind of looks like
Johnny Brendan.
like
Nobody looks like Johnny Brendan.
he looks like Dan Bilzerian a little bit.
Yeah, they're cut
it's
from
a
the same
vibe.
cloth.
It's the same like
Predators.
thick-necked
Yeah.
jock
Thank you.
predators.
Predators.
Yes.
Thank you, Blake. Thank you, Blake.
Yeah.
Is
Guzzards.
Joe Francis a thick-necked jock? He
Flock
seems
of
like
buzzards.
a dork.
In this photo, he's pretty. He looks like he's.
Well, now, but like back then,
Isn't a buzzard? Yeah, the fucking buzzard is a fucking predator too. They eat the dead, don't they?
no, that's a scavenger, not a predator.
Well, I don't know. Is a volt? No, they're scavenger.
Oh,
yes.
a scavenger. So yeah,
Yes.
these are,
These are
not the same.
scavengers.
He's kind of a scavenger. Yeah. He finds him.
I think
Picks
you
him
nailed
over.
it.
Were you guys ever? Did you guys ever think like, oh, tonight I'm gonna get probably super wasted, and then tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna be in a fucking porno?
Why weren't there
You know?
dudes gone wild? Why weren't there just bros whipping their dicks out and helicoptering it?
I guarantee you they were.
I'm sure there's a 100% chance that in West Hollywood.
Hey,
the thing
Isaac, Isaac, you're listening.
we
Was
were there.
Isaac?
We weren't cute enough to get asked.
Right.
It wasn't about being cute. It's just, will
No.
you whip your dick out?
No, it's about being cute.
No, yeah. There's a standard for the people watching these videos.
Dude, we were walking around West Hollywood just at the time that Guys Gone Wild was definitely being filmed in West Hollywood,
Right.
and
Wait,
we were
that's a
in
thing?
those streets. Never were approached.
Look,
No.
of course it's a thing. They just aren't going to pay for ad space on commercial television because people are like, yeah, we don't want that. But if you go to the store or you
No.
go online, I guarantee you there was Dudes Gone Wild.
Blake, there is 100% possibility that Guys Gone Wild was a thing.
I am saying that it probably does, but I'm not saying we wouldn't have made the cut. I'm not saying we're having our like a whole section dedicated to us, but we're in a montage whipping our dicks out.
That's what
I'm
that's
saying
right.
we
Yeah.
were
It's a
there.
quick cut.
We were in the place that it was happening. We were in West Hollywood. We were
Right.
there every day. We lived there.
But we never had our dicks out.
We were never approached.
We weren't. And if we were, you already know.
I feel like
They
on
didn't-
Halloween, we would have done
Well,
it.
you feel that, but it never happened.
Yeah.
And they were there.
That's true.
The
were
gay
looking.
Joe Francises were out there scoping the scene, and they looked at you right in the eyes and go, nah.
But do you think that back then? Do you
Nah.
think that Adam? Do you think that back then, if you were like looking for it, you could have found it and just made it happen?
Oh,
Yeah.
If I
looking
was
for
looking
it.
to pull my dick out,
Yeah.
well, I
Yeah,
always
trying to.
was.
Yeah.
Dude,
I know
that
you
was
were.
like,
So
I know you were.
you guys remember
So
how
maybe not.
You could
maybe
trip
not.
and fall on a dick.
Yeah, no, it's not hard to trip and fall into the world of gay porno. That's not
How
hard.
long do you think it would take you? If you
All you have to do is go to a gym in LA. Be
tomorrow
like,
morning, you should do this.
I
Tomorrow
bet
morning,
Blake
just
would
to
have
get
a
into
harder
porno?
time getting
Start
into
the
gay
clock.
porno than he thinks he would.
There's
porno?
already a dude named Blake Anderson in gay porn. I know because it pops up on my
yeah,
Twitter.
exactly. That's a hurdle. That's a hurdle.
Every once in a while, people will send me photos of me getting butt fucked that are photoshopped of like gay pornos that they've photoshopped like my face on.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, I get those in the old DMs, which is pretty cool.
Hey, and everybody listening at home, we are entering minute 17 of this conversation.
Yummy. Coming
This is
in hot.
important.
That's
we
my
should've
bad.
saved this for 69. Let's loop back around. Call this one 69.
That shit's important.
How about those Rams?
69
Oh,
take
man.
2.
How about the Rams? I know a couple Rams. Okay. Want to talk about Rams? I'll talk about Rams all day, baby.
Yeah, I wonder how quickly we could get into gay porn. I feel
If you set out tomorrow, do you think you'd be doing it within 48 hours? Like doing it, filming within 48 hours?
well, I think now because of the internet, I would just go and find gay porn producers and hit them up.
and
then
so
yes, I
48
could-
I
And in 48 hours, I could be.
I mean, you
think-
can get an
Hey, wait.
audition.
Probably-
You could get a read.
Do you think you could be doing it in 24 hours?
I bet I could do it this afternoon. If
Do you think in 7 hours?
That's insane. No. No.
well, I'm
no.
like I don't
No,
think
we need to
if
walk
I was
this-
just a
you need to
person, but I'm
walk
an
this-
actor that we're actors that people know.
You need to
That's
walk this
true.
all the way to completion.
A gay porn producer would go, oh fuck yeah, come here, I'll fuck you right now and film
He'd
it.
clean his slate for the day.
Yes, it's like if you're like, dude, I'm on the fucking edge. I need to go now. I need it in the next 2 hours. You
I need
have
it
to
now.
Film me because this may pass.
I'm hard now.
Right, yeah. Let's fucking film it, Jack.
I'm ready to shoot now, Jack.
I'm ready to shoot
I
now,
won't
Jack.
shoot you. I
the
won't
state of
shoot you in this
California.
state. Yeah,
Man.
exactly.
Let's go.
Yeah, but I think now after, being in TV and movies and stuff, yes. But I don't think before we were in TV and movies,
right.
I think we would have had a harder go of it.
Hey, kind of a segue. Did you guys ever see that documentary?
Let's talk about segues.
Tickled?
What?
Yes.
Did you guys ever see the documentary Tickled?
Yes.
Is that like a fetish thing?
No, kind of.
It takes some crazy turns.
It's unbelievable. It's basically interviewing these guys who replied to a Craigslist posting years ago where it was like, outgoing, want to have fun, don't mind having some of your clothes off. And these guys were like, yeah, whatever. I was like looking for cash. And I
Wait, you were?
No. I'm these guys. It's documentary.
He was being the guys.
Okay.
These people I am not. They responded and they showed up and it was like, all right, so here's the deal. This is Mike, this is whoever. You guys are going to wrestle for a little bit playfully. And then you're going to start tickling each other and I'm going to film it.
I think I saw you in this. This was that Kid Rock music video you were in.
Yeah,
that was
similar.
real. We're posting that now.
We've posted.
And so they were like, yeah, okay, fuck it. And then they had to fill out like payment information and they had all this stuff. And so then the guy behind the production that who they never met started like extorting them. He'd be like, let's do more. And then they would do like nude tickling. And then they would be like, we have your social security number. We know your last job. If you don't do another video, we're going to tell everybody at Applebee's that you are doing naked tickling videos. And they were like emailing stuff
this
and
is
like
some fucking
dude,
shit.
it gets crazy.
It's
like
a really
Nexium.
crazy.
It's
It's
an
a
amazing
crazy
documentary.
Doc. It's a really good doc.
And then they find out who it was, and it's just some kind of rich guy who's got enough money to buy some dudes like trucks to have them like work for him. Like, here's a new pickup truck. Now go scout for boys. And like he watches these videos. It's a whole power thing. It's awesome.
I feel
what
like
a weird documentary
Tickled.
because it feels like these guys were getting blackmailed and they didn't want anyone to know that they did these weird sort of homoerotic tickling videos. And then they made a whole documentary about how they did these.
Yeah, but they're telling their side of the
homoerotic
story.
tickling
Yeah,
videos.
because it became to the point of like, this is illegal and criminal and fucking horrid, and we need to expose this person.
Yeah, it's
by all means
it's
necessary.
less embarrassing than it is something they want to clear their names from. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of with most documentaries. It's after all the smoke is cleared and they want to just like tell their side of the story. But I feel like if it must have came out before like Twitter was super hot, because now if a good doc comes out, that shit goes mad viral. Everybody watches.
If that came out during the beginning of the pandemic,
we would have been tickling.
people
each
be
other.
tickling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
We would have all made our tickling vids.
It's so good. And by the way, you watch it and then you also are like, but like you were, well, kind of the opposite. Like, I was gonna say like,
No, you never
you
respond
still
to that
responded
ad.
to these things. And
Yeah,
they're like,
no, they kind of knew what was up. Like,
Yeah.
don't go to the
But it got
Craigslist ad
dark.
that says tickled with no clothes on.
These dudes were getting like their bosses were getting emails. They were getting fired. Their family were being told all this stuff. Like, suggestive photos were being put out there. It fucking tickled my fancy.
Do you remember what the first doorway into it was? Like,
Came out in 2016.
how much dough? What was the trade for tickling? Like, what was it? Do you remember that?
Yeah, the
$200
money's
Well,
all.
it sounds nice.
Yeah.
But imagine, dude, back in the day when we were like really struggling,
When Joe Francis was a billionaire.
if this
Yeah.
is something you were open to and it was like, here's $400, that's a no-brainer. If it was like,
Yeah.
hey, we need you to come
$400.
tickle these girls, you'd be like, that doesn't seem like a problem for me.
Yeah.
Right.
Then it just turns it. I wouldn't show up to that. No, absolutely not. That sounds
wouldn't?
scary.
Blade,
that sounds
we
scary.
were in
Yes.
Radko the Dictator's Son.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just
There's
national.
no- you're telling me
But
you
that
guys
was
don't take-
National Lampoon. That's a name you can trust.
We've done just as embarrassing things that we were paid less for.
No, that is
was
not on the
National
same level,
Lampoon,
bro.
dude. That is a reputable company. Okay, that is comedy royalty. Of course, I'm going to be in that.
In what decade?
Yeah, it was comedy royalty in the 80s.
Well, how are we supposed to know it died out?
I didn't know we were scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Hey, I'm right there with you.
Go to a video rental store?
How were we supposed to know they sold it and were
So-
like just using the name and branding?
Because we went to the owner's house.
It's
Yeah, but-
true.
What does that mean? I don't even
Right before he got arrested for like
my
tax
God.
evasion.
Yeah.
Bro,
The
National
National
Lampoon.
National
Van
Lampoon had
Wilder.
a crazy Crazy story arc for sure.
Someone needs to make a movie about that. Wait, they did it.
Did they?
Yeah.
Did they go into the details of
No,
like
they
the
didn't.
later years though? That's the more interesting shit.
They made it about the early years, right? Like
yeah,
the birth.
like that's fine. I want to know
So-
about the scuzzards.
We all worked for National Lampoon, which back in the day, National Lampoon
Scuzzards.
obviously was a huge deal with Animal House and
The Vacation franchise. Yeah.
the Christmas Vacation movies.
Did you
And
say
then by
Van
the time
Wilder?
we got around to them,
Van
they were
Wilder
making
kept them
movies
alive.
called Ratko the Dictator's Son, and
And it's me and
Maximus?
Adam.
like 300 parodies.
Awesomeness Maximus. That's right.
We were also
Yeah.
in that
Yeah, and they were
with Will Sasso.
bad movies.
Dude, it was bad. It was me and you in a room with Dennis Haskins, Mr.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Belding, and oh god, it was uncomfortable.
It was bad. And a bunch of like porn stars who like had body odor issues. It was bad.
Oh god, it was
Like
bad.
guys or women?
women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were funky?
And we tickled them. So
Tickled.
You love him?
no, it was really, really bad. So I get it. We were coming from a place of like we want to do comedy, and this used to be a respectable company,
You know what makes people
And-
laugh? Tickle.
and we want to get in the industry.
Yeah. Dude,
And so that's where we were coming from. It wasn't just we're gonna make $500 and we're gonna take our shirts off and tickle each other's nipples.
no, we thought we
Yeah.
were gonna carry the torch for Lampoon.
and by the way,
we thought we
yeah.
were the next fucking Belushi.
These guys, dude,
Well, yeah.
I can't even.
Specifically, what was it? The Lemming, specifically the rebirth of the Lemmings.
So
bro.
after
And
you
they
guys
had a
did
great
that-
first cast.
What you guys are shitting on, by the way, you stuck around and we did the live sketch stuff after those movies, right?
We didn't have a fucking choice, dude.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
Yeah.
was it after?
It was a big, like, long, like maybe
I think it was all happening at the same time.
year and a half. It was probably year and a half, 2-year run.
Right, but all those things can't happen exactly the same time.
2
No, I
years,
don't-
right? 2-year span with National Lampoon, maybe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe year and a half
Remember-
to 2 years.
Yeah.
Dude, remember
Yeah.
Adam? We also did that fucking weird ass sketch comedy thing that was called 72 Virgins. And it was about these two like frat bros who
Yeah.
basically go to what they think is a frat, but it's a sleeper cell for terrorists. And they
Right.
like
Yeah.
convince
I'm
us.
laughing.
And it went on like CNN and shit. Like,
Yeah. It
it
was very
made some
viral.
noise.
Like the Drudge Report or whatever.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
crazy. And it was just like, we were just, I don't know, just fucking saying yes to whatever. But
Yeah.
it was
I mean,
just
we spent a
weird.
whole summer. We spent a whole entire summer
That was a funny, at least a funny conceit.
working
Yeah, I
on the
guess.
fucking
You'll
on the
concede.
fucking live show. It was like a summer of our lives, and we got
Yeah.
paid like $300.
Yeah, we
So
said
they-
we
Hey,
got
not
paid
my
in
fault,
gum
not
and
my
shit.
fault.
We got paid in gum. We talked about it.
Not my fault.
Oh yeah, right. Go girl, energy.
Go girl energy.
So that being said, I think maybe I don't know if we would have tickled each other, but we did do some things that I look back and I'm like, yeah, buddy.
I mean, I tucked my dick between my legs on stage. That's as close to tickling another person as I was getting.
Yeah, you did.
I mean, I've showed my butthole in Game Over, man. So we've all done things.
Yeah. So what are we
I'm
talking
actually
about
proud
here?
of that, but
Yeah,
You're proud of that?
Dirt sucked on my titty. Dirt sucked
Yeah.
on my titty. Yeah, it's all good.
goodbye.
And by the way, Kyle blackmailed me about it.
I did. Sorry about that. Should probably air that out.
It happens, man.
and then the issue was it
And then?
There's
it
more.
came out like they held on to the movie for years, and
Are
then
we
we
talking
got
about the
What
72
movie?
Virgins?
no.
that was just a
I
trailer.
think it was
All that-
Ratko, the dictator's son.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they held on to that forever,
Yeah.
and then it came out like right as Workaholics was coming out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
And then they were pairing Ratko, the dictator's son, with Workaholics episodes.
By the way, the
On
main
Comedy
the
Central?
main
on Comedy
character
Central.
the main character in Ratco is Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes,
I don't know the
Efrain
actor's name.
Ramirez, I believe.
Yes,
his
but
name.
he was the main. He's Ratco. I don't
That's
think I've ever
sick.
watched the movie, but maybe it's funny.
It's
Probably highly offensive.
I bet there's a chance that you would think it's funny in a way that you like bad stuff. Dude, you know what I mean?
Comedy is offensive.
Blake made his favorite type of movie.
Yeah.
And he hasn't even watched it.
Objectively bad.
I don't know if I have the patience for it anymore. I don't know if I could sit down and just watch Ratco.
Yeah, you're always so busy, like doing
I am,
stuff.
man.
You got to be places.
Not watching stuff, not always watching stuff.
I listen to pods now, man. I don't.
Watch movies. Name 5 podcasts you listen to. See?
No, I don't want to.
I don't want to. He says, I don't want to.
I'm not trying to get free press.
Besides
man.
this one?
I'm not trying to get free press.
I watched the original Matrix last night.
I just watched
Matrix 1.
I realized I hadn't seen that movie since 1999.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever watched it again.
You saw it in the theater, though,
graphics,
right?
For the most part, yeah, I saw it in the theater.
Yeah.
The graphics, for the most part, hold up. They're fucking awesome.
They're better than the
all the
graphics in the new one.
You guys are talking about the visual effects, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Turbo graphics.
Well, that was
16.
fucking bullet time, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
You
shit
know, that was the
thing.
invention of
The
bullet
only
time.
part
That
that was
changed
kind
the
of whack
goddamn
was
game.
when Agent Smith kind of
Mr. Anderson.
he like explodes and then his like face comes past and he like is like lightning and then he kind of explodes. That looked a little cheesy, but I would
they
say
could
everything else
argue-
looked really fucking cool.
Stylistic choice. Yeah, the only thing that bothered me was the mouth. When it like his mouth closes shut or whatever, it like soups together.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Why does that happen? Like,
Wait,
his
is
mouth-
that the...
Because
is that
in his
like the-
mind they did that. Whereas if he knew it was a Matrix, he'd be like, "Fuck you, this is not real."
Right. They just erased the mouth, right? I haven't seen it since 99.
His mouth
either.
Yeah,
starts
it,
to
like,
like
melts together.
Melt together.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's like...
It's like it looks like bubble gum.
Yeah.
Right.
Which, by the way,
Oh, yeah, I kind of
would
remember
freak
it's
me
like
out.
stringy.
If somebody went like this
Yeah.
and then my mouth turned gone,
Well-
I'd be like, okay, I gotta go.
Well, no wonder. I was just thinking,
But-
like, no wonder why that kind of spawned a generation of fucking weirdos who thought
'Cause
like
the
the Matrix
soundtrack.
was real.
'Cause the
You know what I
soundtrack
mean?
was
You know how
so
like there was
sick.
like a weird time where like kids dressed in all black, like they're
Yeah,
Neo,
Trenchcoat
and-
Mafia,
Yeah,
bro.
Trenchcoat Mafia
totally.
was the whole
Trenchcoat
thing.
Mafia kids, and they're like, no, the Matrix is real for sure. Red pill.
They're
blue
still
pill.
like that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like,
what are you
of
talking?
course,
Red,
because the movie
Red
was
Pill
fucking
is like
awesome.
bigger than ever. But
yeah.
But I think what it was, like a lot of that stuff was practical, right? Like when they were like running down the hallways, that's all like wire work and shit. It's not necessarily all CGI. And like the cameras that spin around was like a real like technology they
That's
developed,
the bullet time. That's
Yeah.
the
They
bullet
had
time thing where
100
they would
cameras in a circle, right?
which is fucking cool.
Well, it's
That's very
however
cool.
many cameras it was to do the 360 degrees, and then they would. That's how they
360?
rotated. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah, dude.
yeah.
For the Outlaws, I just had to do where you step into like a booth. It's basically like a kind of a giant phone booth, and then there's thousands of cameras.
Right.
Well, that's
you
just so they can get that's so they can get your image, and then they can create a CGI like stunt
Version of you, yeah, stunt person.
Yeah.
Yo,
And so
I
they like
don't
had me
use
in
it
all
when
kinds
it's
of
like-
different positions, and
Like, we
then
would've- yeah.
I'm spinning around, and they just
That tech
It was
we would
really
have
cool.
used on like we would have used that tech on probably the fucking the zipline sequence in Game Over Man, but it wasn't even there at that point when we built that. You know,
I think
Oh,
they're
really?
doing
It's
that
that
as like
new.
it's
It's
new.
insurance
Those little trailers,
policy.
yeah,
'Cause
those trailers
I-
are new.
I just did that for my fucking comedy, the about my father, De Niro comedy
Yeah.
down in Mobile, which I'm like, I play a game of tennis, and they were like, well, we're just gonna get it, and I think they could just paint you in later. Like they're like,
Tennis?
That's exactly right. They do a full
they're just
body
doing it
scan.
anyway, so that they don't have to do as many reshoots.
Yes, it's a way to put you in the movie without you being there. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a full body scan.
Wait, so wait. This is just a tennis game, or are you like pulling off some like sick like diving or like what?
It's just a tennis game, but I think if they needed to like reshoot it, they could shoot it with somebody else and then just paint my face on there.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. We scan everybody in every outfit on Shadows, like
Really?
all the creatures, all the everything, so that you have all the pieces of information that you need in post production, so that then you can like you're not in a jam. You can fucking put the shoulder in right there if you wanted to, or whatnot.
wow, that's so interesting.
That is.
That's
But
what
it
we
also
did.
leads me to believe, like, thank God we at least have the beginnings of careers right now,
Right.
because it'd be so hard to be like just a 20-year-old kid trying to get in the industry now because in 5 to 10 years, they're just going to go, well, we're just going to have young Tom Cruise and we're just going to paint him in.
Well, which
mean,
brings us back to Dudes Gone Wild.
You can still tell. Though. You
yes,
can't
Blake,
have them.
Stop it.
You can't have them act. It's not really good. We just went down the road of doing like a CG character in with other people. It's not really fully there, but in 10 years, possibly.
Yeah, but they're already doing it.
10 years.
Somebody was just
they're
doing like
they're
a
getting
James
away
Dean.
with little pieces. They're
Aren't
getting
they
away
doing
with little
like a James
pieces. They're not
Dean
doing
movie?
full. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
They are. They're doing they cast James Dean.
And I like his sausages. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I just
It's
don't know if
science.
I want, you know.
Well,
That's her boy Jimmy.
I think we may have like brushed upon it
No
like
points.
a long time ago, but
Points.
Yes, points.
would you say that?
No points.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know what it was
like
for.
that.
What
He
was it
didn't like
for?
The Matrix might have been one of the greatest soundtracks ever to
Get the
hit the
fuck
shelves
out of here.
in Circuit
No.
City. What
you
the
mean
fuck
like the
are
score,
you
the,
talking
the
about?
score or the soundtrack?
The soundtrack,
The
bro.
score was cool. The score
You guys are
was
tripping.
Name me one song.
Okay,
What's-
hang on, Blake. I listened to it last night. I
Yeah.
watched the movie.
The
I just
soundtrack
watched
to
it
the
2 weeks
Matrix.
ago.
I watched the
Meat
movie
Beat,
last night.
Manifesto, Rage Against the Machine. They had Prodigy.
I know, but it was so of the time.
Well,
No,
it
it still
did
goes
not-
so hard.
Yes, it does, but it
Blake-
feels like it's in the late 90s.
I can name you several
You guys are crazy.
soundtracks that are so much better.
No, the Matrix
Starting
soundtrack is
with-
still a vibe, dude. You guys are absolutely
Well, hell
crazy.
yeah, it is.
The Crow soundtrack.
The Crow's great. The Crow's great. Matrix
Sure,
is
it's a
up there.
vibe.
Dude,
Dazed and Confused.
even
not
the
a vibe
Matrix
that
thing.
you might like.
Yeah, that's the one.
Not for me.
No.
That's the worst
Blake,
song
Blake
on
is
the
not-
soundtrack, and that song is even sick.
Isn't that the Deftones? Is that the
No,
Deftones?
they have a
What-
song on it,
yeah,
though.
they do. But Blake, you're not wrong, man.
It's Chemical Brothers on there,
These
right?
two
Thank
are
you.
wrong. These two
It's
are
Chemical
Yeah, they're
absolutely
tripping.
wrong.
You guys need to
I'm just
revisit.
saying.
But you're on.
You're on some Chemical, brother.
I watched it last night, and last night I was going like, "Oh, I like everything about this movie except for the soundtrack."
Yes, I agree with you. That opening fight
does
scene
that-
with
are-
Carrie Ann
you
Moss
guys are
is
tripping.
off the Richter scale.
I just was like, "Oh, it's two of this time." They
You
should
guys
have
are
picked more
tripping.
classic songs.
Isn't that fucking cool though?
Or-
That's cool.
But
what's
Kyle,
wrong with that? That was right
it's
there.
two of this time.
No, you guys are
that time?
tripping.
I
It's
just like hearing them
timeless.
say that.
yeah.
No, it's two of that time.
Two of
yeah,
that
two
time.
of that time.
Like it's
Yeah, it's
stamped
two-
in '99.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
That
Blake
time.
has a special place in his heart because that fucking soundtrack scored all of our
The 90s.
backyard
Backyard
wrestling
matches.
matches.
Oh,
So it's
they
like,
were
Well, and
they
it's
were
because it
entrance
was
songs.
Sorry, it was the end of his favorite decade, '99.
yeah,
I
was
get
big.
it.
We were
No, the
coming
I
Matrix
into
mean,
the
soundtrack-
yeah,
millennium.
it was
Scary
It was
time.
Prodigy.
Why'd you
It
finish?
was Rob Zombie.
Can I finish?
Dude,
was
yes, the Rob
Rammstein.
Zombie. Yes,
All very good.
all
All
fucking
fantastic.
hammers.
Yeah.
No.
yeah, they are.
Hammers.
Yes, they
It
are.
was Marilyn Manson. It was
Yes.
too much the late '90s.
By the way, this is like what homeboys were like slaying fools in Columbine to. They were like, yeah,
Yes.
turn that shit
I'm
up.
sorry. I'm sorry that the music evokes crazy aggressive emotion because it's so well done.
No.
Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it fuels a fire of
Is that
aggression.
proven? Is this proven, Anders? Because
No, for me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, those kids, when they became billionaires and then they went to school
Allegedly.
with a sick
here we
sound
go.
system.
Allegedly.
Didn't they hack into like the PA system and play Marilyn Manson while they were walking the
I
halls to
think
shoot people?
so. Dude, I think
Oh
I
yeah,
do
Blake,
recall
and you
that.
just loved it, didn't you? You just loved that.
Hey, okay.
Blake's favorite soundtrack is Columbine.
Come on, dude. That's not fair.
Yeah,
No,
that's
it's
just what I heard.
You just lumped
what
it
you
into
said.
something else. And
Yeah, dude.
And Monster
I
Magnet.
listened to the Matrix soundtrack. I'm a good guy, all right, and I think it still goes hard. And I'm not gonna about to put it on
Dude,
a PA system.
it
and
goes
hurt people.
hard for 1999.
dude. It's still fire.
Put
It's
it on a
still
PA
fire.
Marilyn
system
Manson. It's Prodigy. It's Rob
Yes,
Zombie.
yes.
It's
Meat
Monster
Beat-
Magnet.
I'm telling you,
it's
Meat Beat
Rammstein.
Manifesto. It's Rage Against the Machine.
Dude,
It's all sick. Dude,
Judgment-
Hive
Judgment
ultrasonic
Night
sound.
soundtrack,
Ding, 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 ding.
better.
Ultrasonic sound.
Yeah,
Ding, ding,
coming
ding, ding,
out.
ding,
you know what?
ding,
I'll say this.
ding,
I
out
bet
your
you the movie
speaker.
Hackers has a better soundtrack
Ooh. Okay,
Well,
wait, let's check it.
similar worlds.
I know.
I didn't own
and
that.
I already know it's gonna be better.
I didn't
because
own that soundtrack.
Whatever they were rollerblading to,
Here's what I
I'm in.
want to know.
I think Sneaker Pimps were on there.
I like
Ooh.
Sneaker
Six
Pimps.
Underground.
I love
Orbital.
I think
Orbital.
I think that's Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, don't. That's the
Leans
soundtrack
too
right
hard
there.
into the music of the time, and then that music didn't transcend.
I'm sorry that these movies were coming out during the best music era. It's not their fault they're using
No.
music
No.
of the time.
But dude,
This isn't the
it's
best
hard to
music
stamp.
era. The best music era is Puddle of Mud and Fuel. A
what
few
era
years
is that?
later.
No, stop.
Yeah, that's not.
So your favorite,
Should I think?
so your favorite soundtrack is like Orange County movie. What's your favorite
No,
movie
it's,
soundtrack?
It's the Scorpion,
probably
right?
Days-
It's the
Scorpion
probably
King?
Blow.
It's the
with-
Scorpion King.
With Godsmack.
Yeah,
Dude,
got
obviously, Blow is my favorite soundtrack.
Yeah, but Blow is using like movie from the music from the 70s.
Yeah, that's old ass.
That's
music,
of
bro.
that time.
Yeah, and what they do when they do classic
Two
movies like
of the
that,
time.
it's
Two of
they
that time.
they pick hits. Now it's the fucking Monster Magnet. No one's listening to Monster Magnet
You
anymore.
guys are
But
going
that's
to,
but this brings
you
up a
guys
good
are out
point
of your
because
mind.
what you're able to do with a period piece is use hindsight, right? Like,
Yes. Sure.
I love the Stand By Me soundtrack. They had the hindsight to go, these are the real fucking
Matrix.
hits.
Sure.
Matrix, it was of that time.
Sure.
So
Absolutely.
Yes,
what they
it
did,
was.
they didn't have the wherewithal to go, this is going to be good later. But guess what did? The Crow soundtrack is so much better. Fuck
Bro,
off.
The
I
Crow
don't
soundtrack is
understand.
a top 10 soundtrack for sure.
soundtrack.
All time. And by the way, what's nobody touched what's the fucking Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker movies? Those
Rush
soundtracks
Hour.
were
Rush Hour.
bangers.
Yes. Another.
Yeah,
you know
but
what
are
else
you guys
had a
talking,
great
You're talking
soundtrack?
computer movies, right? You
Yeah,
guys are
we're-
talking
I know. I just said
specific
Hackers.
computer
Hackers
movies?
has a great War Games. I don't know about the soundtrack. I guarantee you it's good.
Right.
Dude.
Or the Net. What about the Net? What was-
That probably a great soundtrack.
The Net
What's the
hits.
soundtrack to the Net? Bro? What's the song from the Net? What was like?
What is the main song from
like,
the
what
net?
took us into credits, bro?
Hang on. Forrest Gump soundtrack. Red disc or blue disc?
See, that's also not fair. That's hindsight.
What the fuck does
I
that
agree.
mean?
I'm just
What's
saying.
red disc or blue disc? Is that how they split it up?
There was a red disc and a blue disc, and it was
I
like
kinda remember
I
this.
believe it was chronological, where the red disc was earlier songs and the blue discs.
I
blue
feel
disc
like,
was later.
but I feel like that the first disc was so hot that they dropped a second disc on people
no, it
because
was
the
it
record
was
sales.
a double doggy.
That's an expensive
That's
ass
my bad.
movie, man.
That's my bad.
Expensive.
He had
That's
those.
an
That's my
expensive
bad.
ass movie,
Money.
bro.
I'm not a smart man.
Oh, nice.
Hey, cool, dude.
We got one. We
Cool.
got one.
Did you
I
know
love
that
that
movie?
movie.
I tried to look up on iTunes a song from the net, and it is just not good. It's
What
not
do you
coming
mean?
up.
What do you
It's
mean?
not
The
coming
Net
up. It's
theme?
like it doesn't exist.
Greatest soundtrack of all time.
theme song.
Like
What
this
do
is
you-
Dazed and
official.
Confused.
No. Greatest soundtrack
Yeah,
of all
Dazed and
time.
Confused probably, right?
No, Harder They Fall. 100%.
What the fuck is that?
Fuck is harder they fall.
Just it's Google it. It's the best. It's,
Wait,
like
what
Toot-
movie? What
Toots
movie
and the
you talking about?
Maytals. The Harder They
No,
Fall.
dude.
Now, did Joe
Wedding
Francis
Singer.
produce this, or because
Austin
That's
Powers.
the only films I'm into.
Had a great soundtrack.
Yes, it did.
BBC One.
Wait, Harder They Fall, the movie about like the
what?
sad
BBC
cowboys
One.
that just came out.
No, no, no,
BBC
no.
Two. BBC Three. Dude.
Not the
The Harder
not
They
the-
Fall,
No,
it
not
just
the,
came out with Idris Elba. He's like a sad
Not
cowboy.
that movie. Wait, what the? It's like a
this
Jamaican.
is Jimmy. Yeah, this is Jimmy Cliff.
Jimmy Cliff. Yeah,
No,
isn't it,
or
Oh, I know this track.
Isn't it
It's
called
a,
The Harder
It's
They
a
Fall?
track, not a movie.
The Harder
It's a-
They
it's
Fall
a
no,
just
there's a
song.
whole
came out.
soundtrack.
It's on
No.
Netflix.
I know. I watched the first 30 minutes.
I think you're talking about shit. What's it called? Not like Renegades or whatever.
The
but you're
Harder
talking
They
about-
Come. Maybe is what the movie's called.
Oh,
And
wait
Joe
a
Francis
minute.
did produce that.
He did.
Yeah.
This is what put him over the edge of the beam.
Wait
Yeah.
a minute.
That was
The
West
Harder They
Hollywood.
Come.
That
Wait,
was West
that was
Hollywood.
his follow-up.
Yeah.
My mom has that as her ringtone now.
It's disgusting.
Holy moly.
She segued right into the
Harder
Pornhub
They
theme
Come.
song.
Okay, so this is like a reggae movie with Jimmy Cliff and stuff.
Yes, but you put on the soundtrack and you're like, well, that's a good song. Oh, that's a great song. Oh, this song's off the chain. The Harder They Come.
What's that? Man, Atiba would kill me. There's this reggae movie where it's like all like the greatest. It's like the most legendary reggae movie ever.
This is it. I think this is it.
No, it's called like Rippers or something.
Is it the Snoop Lion?
you
It's
know
the
what has a
Snoop
pretty
Lion
good
documentary,
soundtrack?
right? It's a Snoop Lion one.
It's Snoop Lion.
Isn't it Snoop Lion?
Yeah.
when he when he
The
swore off
Beatles
of rapping?
documentary that just came
That
out
was
had
so
a pretty
crazy
good
cool.
soundtrack.
You like that? Oh, it's called Rockers. Rockers.
Pretty
It's
good.
like one of the most legendary Jamaican reggae movies ever. If you haven't seen Rockers, it's like one of the coolest background movies just because everybody's dressed
have
insane.
you seen it?
Yeah. Rockers rocks.
I like how you're like, I don't know what it is. If you haven't seen it,
No, I forgot the title. I thought it was Rippers. It's Rockers.
yeah, fair enough.
But it's like super
The
legendary.
ripping and the
very
rocking, ripping and the
It's
rocking.
Very cool.
Super legendary.
Streaming live.
Drop it.
Do we
drop
have any
it, drop it.
takebacks, giveaways,
Yeah,
epic slams?
I'll take back
I
the
hope
first
you got-
17 minutes of the podcast today. Just I
Dead
feel like-
ringers?
Oh, the hot ones?
Maybe we'll cut that.
The hot ones?
Absolutely not,
And by the way,
dude.
if
That's-
I'm
that's what
wrong about the
people
$1 billion
want.
for Joe Francis,
You are.
I don't care.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, that's right.
I dig that.
That's the proper way to be. It doesn't matter.
doesn't really
but
matter, right? It was fun
I
to
think
talk
you
about.
are wrong.
Yeah.
I do think he
I
made.
know he's wrong.
I bet he made over $100 million.
I feel like I read somewhere back in the day that he was the the fastest self-made billionaire. Like that was the whole thing.
Tight.
Then again, I get my news on Pornhub.
Cool
Yeah,
running.
Tight. It feels like
Get
he
it
read
only
it.
on porno blogs.
Yeah.
And
When I'm not in the comment section, just letting people know who
First
everyone
of all,
is.
what kind of? I think about that often.
I think about it
all the
so
time.
much. I know where you're going.
I'm always thinking about it. It's all I can think of. Is who is commenting
Comments.
on the videos
On porn
Pornhub?
It's too
Who's
much a
commenting
moment.
on?
It's truly the funny. Next time you're at Pornhub and you're watching and you're enjoying, before you leave, Kyle.
Yeah, I don't know. man.
Before
I don't know
you
who
leave, read
does
the
that.
comments.
Kyle's got a
read the
guilty look
comments.
on
I
his
don't
face.
know.
Because
who
usually
would
they're
take
hyper.
time. That's weird to just like share a thought after.
But look, they're super weird. They're very helpful.
They're
Like,
usually.
the ones that
Yeah,
are like,
it's
man, he really
trippy.
did that well, or like
Ugh.
beautiful. But the ones where it's like, her name is so and so, you're like, dude, thank you. It's like a Yelp review. You're like, thank you, cool. I know the
Yeah,
top
but it is.
What was
It
the
is.
one?
They're right. It is still very, very strange.
It's
and I don't know what type of
strange
person would
I
do
posted
that.
one from
Yeah.
the porno parody Vencom, which was a porno parody of Venom, and it was like somebody was like went
a
off
horrible
about like,
No, that's
Then
perfect.
come.
dude, it had some great scenes because
I don't
like you
doubt
know how
that.
Venom has a really long tongue, so they had like this whole like prosthetic tongue. It was funny. It's worth a watch. It's worth a watch.
Yeah, yeah.
Come.
I
But
made sure
the
to drop a
comment section-
comment on
I
that
might
one.
skip it altogether, but cool.
Perfect.
And I would like to give Blake his flowers for really sticking
you.
by the objectively bad soundtrack that
crazy.
is the Matrix soundtrack.
You're crazy.
And he
Yeah, it's not
has
that
a
bad.
love for Monster Magnet.
Yeah,
and
they rock.
Hey, wait, but Blake,
Rammstein
real
and-
quick, Blake.
Rob Zombie fucking kicks butt, bro.
Adam-
you.
So
Rob
watch
Zombie.
it. Take his
Listen,
name out your mouth,
Oh,
bro.
you know what? Rob Zombie.
Take his name out your mouth.
Rob
It's
Zombie.
not my favorite type of music. I don't think it's.
Zombie kicks ass.
White Zombie.
I like some of it. It's going to work out.
Let me hang on.
too
Rob
sometimes.
Zombie, Devil's Rejects soundtrack off the chain.
Yes.
Okay, great movie.
But here's
Great tone.
here's my question, Blake, and I'm with
Yes.
Adam as far as this goes. Unless
Yes, sir.
unless you can name me one song off the Matrix soundtrack.
I don't know titles, but I just told you
How's it
every
go?
single.
No, I want one
No, he
song.
did it. He
I
did
did.
it. Go ahead, Blake.
Ultrasonics. Ultrasonic sound.
And was
And
this
I
on the
take it back.
radio
Hey,
ever?
Blake, you sold me with that
none
rendition.
of these were on the radio. There was one song that might have been on the radio, and it's the last song in the movie, Rage
Yes.
Against the Machine, where it's like,
Oh, yeah, where he flies off?
Yes, and
The
it's
du-
a
the
fucking
dumbest
anthem.
moment in movie
It was a
history.
dumb moment, but the song wasn't the problem.
Rage Against the Machine is the best song in the movie.
And the
they
Crow soundtrack.
waited till the very end of the movie to do it. Every other song, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, it's because Neo
I think
has
Blake's
bad taste
frozen.
in music.
Look, I'm going to use my time
funny.
to double
I like that
down.
take.
I would like to use a double down to continue to love the
Use a
Matrix
double-barrel
soundtrack.
shotgun, put yourself-
I think it's one of the top 10 greatest, most influential soundtracks ever. So I'm doubling down.
All right, I'll take the time to pile on that double down with another dead ringer to remind you guys that my son thought I was Keanu Reeves, okay, while we're talking about it.
Oh, dude, by the way, Keanu Reeves, I kind of forgot how fucking hot Keanu Reeves was, dude.
That's how I'm taking it now, baby. That's how I'm taking it.
Saran wrapped face. Like, he looks
just like your boy.
Yes, he was just like,
bro, dead ringer.
Well, you look like him
You
now
look like
as he's
dead
like
ringer,
melted
like, if he's dead.
into his body.
Doesn't matter when.
Shut up, bitch!
Fucking dead ringer, Playboy.
Yeah.
When he's dead, you're a ringer for him.
Right, exactly. And this was another
This
episode.
was another episode of
One of those things. That thing that we did. That thing that
important.
It's you do that thing you do.